The treasure that didn't have a box? Alara lived in a house filled with wonders. She had robots that could whistle, dolls that could dance, and a mountain of shiny blocks that reached the ceiling. She loved her things very much, but sometimes, after the toys stopped spinning and the batteries ran low, she felt a strange, quiet loneliness in her chest. Her grandfather, Silas, watched her from the doorway. He didn't carry any gadgets or shiny boxes. "You have a room full of noise, Alara," he said with a gentle smile. "But have you ever listened to the music that plays when everything is still?" Alara tilted her head. "Is it a music box? Does it need a key?" Silas shook his head and beckoned her toward the garden. "It is a treasure that doesn't have a box, and it never needs to be wound up. Come, I will show you where it hides." They walked to the very back of the yard, where a giant oak tree reached for the clouds. Silas sat down on the soft green clover and patted the ground beside him. "Sit with me, Alara. We are going to go on a journey without moving our feet." "Close your eyes," Silas whispered. Alara squeezed her eyes shut. At first, all she could think about was her red race car and her clicking blocks. But then, she felt the sun. It felt like a warm, golden blanket draped over her shoulders, though she couldn't see it or touch it. A soft breeze tickled her ears. It smelled like damp earth and sweet jasmine. Silas spoke softly. "The wind has no color and no shape, Alara. You cannot keep it in a drawer. But do you feel how it dances with you?" Alara nodded, feeling a tingle of wonder. Alara focused on her breath. It went in and out, like the tide of the ocean. Deep inside, the quiet loneliness began to change. It started to feel like a vast, calm lake. She realized that she didn't need a toy to feel full. She was already full of life and light. She opened her eyes and saw a blue butterfly land on a nearby petal. She didn't want to catch it or put it in a jar. She just felt happy that they were both there, sharing the same sunlight. She felt a golden thread connecting her heart to the butterfly, the tree, and the sky. "This is the invisible treasure," Silas said, placing a hand on her shoulder. "Toys are fun to play with, but the peace inside you is what stays when the toys are put away. It is the love that connects us all, even when we aren't speaking." That evening, Alara looked at her toys. They were still bright and fun, but she didn't need them to be happy anymore. She walked over to Silas and gave him a long, tight hug. She knew now that the best things in the world aren't things at all. They are the quiet, magical moments that live forever in the heart.